This is your daily strategic dose by Kevin Moore.
What's up? Today's going to be an amazing day. Started out with a bang, bright and early this morning. I have a cold plunge that I've ordered. Finally ordered one of those. I love the cold plunge because I absolutely hate it. And that's kind of the topic of today's message here is feed the beast. Inside of you and inside of me, inside of all of us, if you're listening to this, that means you have an inner beast mode on the inside of you. And what I mean by that is not literally a beast. I'm not trying to get spiritual on this particular topic. I'm trying to give you just a middle framework of the thought that there is something inside of you that requires resources in order for it to grow and to thrive. And that's your beast for this context, to provide context for this message. That's the inner beast mode that you have. And it requires you to feed it in order for it to grow and thrive and for it to produce. And what does this inner beast do? Well, it's aggressive. It has a vision. It has positive aggression, not physical aggression. It has the ability to take action. It has the ability to solve complex problems. It has the ability to do hard things. It has the ability to push through. It has the ability to break through. It has the ability to not accept defeat as permanent. It has the ability to process failure into stepping stones of success. That's what your inner beast has the opportunity to do. But guess what? There's also another side of you inside that is just the opposite of that. It's weak. It's whiny. It doesn't want to do hard things. It wants to be comfortable. Some psychologists would call this the lizard brain. If you've ever studied psychology, psychologists that have written books and tried to communicate with people that are not psychologists, they call it things like the lizard brain that just is focused on survival. It's focused on comfort. It doesn't do anything that's hard that it doesn't have to do. It doesn't try to push through. It tries to maintain homeostasis. It tries to just stay in the same spot where nothing changes. And that's how you wake up after 40 years and you've lived the same year 40 years in a row. That's what happens. Somebody gets apathetic. They get lazy, even if they're hardworking, because they do things. Maybe they work a job or two, or maybe they, are try to be good husbands and wives and parents to their children, and a good next door neighbor, and a good person in the community, and a good person at the church, and they mow the grass and they keep up with the lawn. But it's the same thing on repeat, year after year after year after year, because they don't do the hard things to break through. They don't feed the beast. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to wake up and decide to feed the beast. And I promise you, one of the biggest results that you'll get from this is how you feel about yourself when your confidence grows, how you feel about yourself when you do something you don't want to do, how you feel about yourself when you took the hard choice and you made it happen anyway, how you feel about yourself when you had failure after failure after failure, but you refused to give up, and all of a sudden you had a breakthrough and had a massive success. It's the climb, it's the journey, it's growth. It's what feeds our soul. It's what makes us feel like we have a purpose. It's what gives us hope for a brighter future, for better days. For better days to do what? To make more money, to make more impact, to help more people, to grow society, grow a thriving world of growth, to add positivity, to give more to the world than you take. And that's exciting, but it requires you to feed the beast. Why is this on my mind this early in the morning? Because it's early. I'm headed to a staff meeting. One of the companies that I own, I have, 25, 28 employees there. And once a month, we get together for a team huddle because nobody wants to come to a meeting. We have a team huddle, and we get together and we start with prayer time. So in the morning, we talk about who has a prayer request they'd like to share with the group, who has a praise that they would like to share and celebrate in the group. And that's what we start out with. And then we start out with prayer, and then we get into some announcements and some housekeeping things, some things that need to be discussed. And then we do a personal development, a professional development, clip, if you will. It's a talk that I give every single month on various topics to help grow healthy people. Because people that work there, that have a thriving marriage, that have that make good financial decisions, that make good health decisions, that decide to do hard things to grow their confidence, to do these things we're talking about in this episode, are happy, healthy, productive employees. Because they're happy, healthy outside of the workplace, they'll be happy and healthy inside of the workplace. Healthy things grow. Remember that. Healthy things grow. But the reason why this topic of Feed the Beast is on my mind is because I got up at the crack of dawn this morning. I had a lot of things I needed to do before the staff meeting, the team huddle, and the team huddle is early this morning. And so I got up early and I ordered that cold plunge I told you about because I love them, but I don't own one, so I don't have access to one. But because I ordered one, I decided to take as cold of a shower as possible first thing this morning. And I did it first thing yesterday morning, and I'm going to continue to do it until I get my cold plunge set up, and then I'll be able to upgrade to that experience instead of a cold shower. But it shocks your system. Like literally, the water where I live does get cold enough to literally take your breath away when you get in. Like your heart rate goes up and you start to breathe really heavy because the water's so cold. It just shocks your system. And I'm not going to talk to you about all the benefits of cold plunging or cold showers because there's enormous amounts of information online, on YouTube, on wherever you want to search. You can find a lot of information about why that's a good idea, what the benefits are of lowering inflammation and all kinds of different things in your body when you actually do a cold plunge or a cold shower. But I decided to do that this morning, not because I want to. There's nothing in me first thing in the morning that wants to take a cold shower or do a cold plunge. There's nothing in me. I don't want to do that. But it is one of the ways that I can feed the beast. It's one of the ways that I can do something hard that only lasts 2 minutes, that's going to be over quick, that's going to make me feel like I can conquer the day. I can make hard decisions. I can do hard things. I can move my life forward. I can be that person. And that's a person you have to choose to be every day or not. Because there are plenty of times you're not going to feel like doing something hard. There's plenty of times you're not going to feel like making that phone call. There are plenty of times that you're not going to feel like reading that report. There are plenty of times that you're not going to feel like doing X, Y, Z, whatever that is, reading the book, working on your marriage, making the trade, going through the course, going to the seminar, spending the money because it's an investment. There's plenty of times you're not going to feel like that in your life, but you've got to learn to feed the inner beast. And when you do that and you stack those little wins together, that's how you build a life that has quantum shifts. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't want next year to be a little bit better than this year. I'm not interested in that. I want next year to be leaps and bounds greater than this year. I want to move mountains because I can. I am made by God. I am in His image and I'm in His likeness. That's what it says in the Bible. And I want to do things that light me on fire, that make me infectious. When I meet somebody else and have a conversation, a simple conversation over a cup of coffee, I want them to feel that energy. I want them to be impacted just because we were in the same environment. Even if I didn't teach them something or lecture them on something, because I don't go around just telling people how to live their life. It's not what I do. But just being around somebody, I want them to feel lifted. I want their energy to increase because we've been in the same environment. That's an electricity. That's a energy level that exudes from somebody who feeds the inner beast, from somebody who continues to do hard things, from somebody that continues to progress. So for you, is it a cold plunge? I don't know. Is it a cold shower? I don't know. Is it getting up earlier every single day? I don't know. I don't know what it is for you exactly. But here's what I do know. You, wherever you are, can make harder decisions that will feed the inner beast. If you're not working out, you can start working out. If you're working out, you can work out a little harder or a little bit more dynamic or do some of the workout routines that you really don't want to do, the really hard ones. You know what I'm talking about. You could do 1 more rep or 2 more reps instead of giving up early when you're tired and you're fatigued. You can get up earlier when you don't feel like it. You can go to bed earlier when you don't feel like it to get more rest. You could be more intentional with your children. You can be more intentional with your spouse. You can be more intentional with your employees. You can be more intentional with your education. You can do hard things. And if you level that up, if you feed that inner beast, watch what happens. You start to learn and string these habits together of doing these hard things, which produces the results that you really want. It makes you feel better about yourself. When you feel better about yourself, you make better decisions. You make harder choices. You take on better, but still more calculated risks. You get more rewards, and you become somebody that you respect and admire. If you want the world to respect and admire you, it starts with you respecting and admiring yourself. And that comes from feeding the inner beast. Look, that's all I've got for you today. I am just a few miles away from our team huddle. It's going to be great. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to talking to you in the next one. Hey, listen, if you haven't liked and subscribed here on this platform, wherever you're hearing this message, I encourage you to do so. And also want to encourage you, we have a private community that you can join. Doesn't cost anything to be a part of the private community. We would love to see you there because we are building a community of people that are totally on fire. So make sure you click the link below or ask questions, depending on what platform you see this on. We would love to have you as a part of that. Listen, God bless you. Make it a great day, because it can be. You have the power to decide now to make it a great day. We'll talk to you soon. God bless you. Bye for now.
This is your Daily Strategic Dose by Kevin Moore.